What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? We are back with another reaction video. Thank you so much for joining me today on this beautiful day. I hope you all are doing well. And to all my new viewers stopping by, welcome to the family. Welcome to the family. I hope you all enjoyed this video just as much as myself today. But before we jump right into this video, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and turn all post notifications on so you don't miss another one of these reaction videos. And if you would like to recommend some of these videos for me, myself, to react to, please feel free to spam my comment section and use that suggestion link down below in my description. Now, I'm not wasting no more time, man. This video was highly recommended. Today, I will be reacting to what not to do in Canada. Now, as an American, I am very curious to learn some of the things I should not be doing when visiting Canada. You know, Americans tend to get stereotyped as rude, ignorant, and even clueless, but that will not be me. I will not be getting judged like this when I visit Canada. No. So today, I am very excited to check out this video.
Today, we're in Vancouver, British Columbia, here on the west coast of Canada.
Okay, Vancouver.
And today what we have for you are the don'ts of visiting Canada. Because of a country like this, it's so beautiful, it's so much to do. Of course, there's tons of stuff you do, but here we're going to talk about what you shouldn't do. And the first don't I have for you as a tourist when you do come here to Canada is, don't compare Canada to the US. Don't call it the 51st state.
Oh, now that's a violation, first of all. You don't need to be visiting Canada if you're not aware that it's its own country. I mean, hello.
Don't say that Canadians are Americans unless
Don't
you
say
want to get a long list of the many reasons how the US and Canada are different. Because the locals will give you a very informative and very in-length description of how the US and Canada are different. The thing is, you might want to know all those differences, but the thing is, it's not going to make you a lot of friends if you do say that, and it will not be appreciated by the locals. So that's the first thing. Now, my second don't for you is, don't try to talk with your Canadian accent, eh? Nobody's going to appreciate it, buddy. Look.
No, this goes for anywhere. Listen, this goes for anywhere, okay? Stop trying to mimic the accent. Be from where you are from. I'm American. I'm not about to go to Canada trying to speak like I'm from Canada now. Come on now. The average Canadian person is going to be able to pick up on that and be like, man, you phony. You phony. You not from here. You not from here. Oh, I don't like when people do that. They try to put on different accents and stuff when they get around people from that particular country. Oh, it's so cringe.
Don't try your Canadian accent. No one is going to appreciate that, okay?
Okay.
And also what you'll see is when you travel around Canada, that stereotypical Canadian accent, no one really talks like that anymore. Yes, occasionally you hear a buddy and occasionally you hear an A, but in general, the Canadian accent that we hear on TV, like if you're thinking back to Strange Brew and stuff like that, doesn't really exist anymore. It's kind of like in the US, you hear a lot of people making, oh, America and stuff like that. People don't really talk like that anymore. It's really mixed up in the US, but it's also really, like here in Canada, it's really mixed up.
Yep.
So you don't have that accent. So don't try your Canadian accent when you do come up here. Again, not super appreciated. And let's move into more don'ts that are really specifically for tourists. The next don't I have for you is, don't skip the line. Don't line jump. Don't queue jump.
Wait a minute. Well, okay. Now, this is common sense. These are things you shouldn't be doing anywhere because somebody will hurt you. Look, hey, somebody will hurt you. Maybe not in Canada. Somebody might tap your shoulder. Pardon me, my friend. You butted in front of me. We was in front of you, my friend. But it's all right. You can stay in front of me. It's all good. Y'all probably handle things that way. Over here in America, let's not even get there. So let's not even talk about that. Americans are so dramatic. Just a simple, hey, we were in front of you, my friend. I don't think you noticed. But people just like to start arguments. They want to fight for any reason out here. And it's ridiculous. So I'm actually curious to see how you guys would handle this situation in Canada if I was to just butt in front of you. Let me not do that. Experimenting with the wrong person, I might catch a beat down.
The line. Don't line jump. Don't queue jump. Don't queue skip. However you say it, Canadians respect the line. Okay? So whether they're lining up for a bus or they're going into a store or going to the post office and things like that, Canadians get in the line, they form the line, and they stay in the line. Yeah. And people don't appreciate it when you try to butt in front or jump in front of it. Okay? So don't skip the line. And the thing is especially if you're going to be getting on public transport, our fourth don't is don't bum rush public transport. You know, I know other places around the world, it's like the doors open on a bus or the doors open on a metro or something like that, and everybody.
Yes, the bus, the train, even the airplane. I'm like, where are you in a rush to go? You are in the back of the plane. Where are you in a rush to go? You in the back of the bus. How are you going to get up front? Would you just go bum rush through everybody? Come on now. Common courtesy. You chose to sit back there. Now you could wait. You're going to be the last off the bus.
Everybody tries to run in and run out at the same time.
Like,
well, they're a little bit more civilized here in Canada, okay? So make sure you let people get off the bus or get off the SkyTrain or the train or the metro or whatever. Let people get off before you get on, okay? So no bum rushing, okay? No group rushing onto the public transport, all right? Now, the fifth don't I have for you is don't expect to hear a lot of French outside of Quebec. I know in the US we're taught that English and French are the two official languages of Canada and everybody learns them and everybody can speak them and things like that. Well, that's not actually, well, it's the truth that everybody learns it, but it's also the truth that not everybody speaks it.
Wait, everybody in Canada? Well, you kind of have to. You kind of have to. It's like the second language of Canada. You kind of have to. Or do you?
Okay, so if you're going to be in Quebec and the provinces by Quebec, yes, you will need some French. But outside of that, if you're in Vancouver, no, you don't need it. Now, my next note has to do with safety for tourists. And I'll be honest, in general, Canada and Canadian cities are super safe. You're going to be fine walking around and enjoying yourself.
I love to hear that.
But that doesn't mean don't pay attention. So my thing is for you is don't forget about basic safety precautions when you do come here to Canada. Because you know what? There are parts of different towns you don't want to go to. You know, downtown east side here in Vancouver, it's not really a place you want to go as a tourist. And so you do want to pay attention. So maybe ask, hey, is there any part here in Toronto we shouldn't go, or in Vancouver or wherever, just to have a heads up. So though it is super safe, don't forget the basic safety things that tourists need to know. And that kind of leads into our next don't, which is kind of a safety thing, is don't feed the animals. Look, when you come to Canada, and I'll talk about it, there's amazing national parks and provincial parks, and you're going to see so much nature around, and you're going to see amazing nature animals as well. Yeah, there's bears up here, there's beavers, there's all kinds of stuff. Heck, we saw a black squirrel just running around. Don't feed the animals, okay? Unless you have something out against them. Because
you don't got to worry about that. At least from me, my friend. I'm from America. The only thing I see is deers, and that's when I drive past them. And I don't even want to be near them when driving past them because I feel like they're going to run into my car or something like that. Oh, my goodness. Like, they get to staring at your headlights, and they just want to jump in the middle of the road, guys. It's happened to me so many times, and I've had to swerve around them because I'm like, are you gonna move? All right. Like, it's ridiculous. And they are ignorant too. Yes. Definitely American deers. Because they are ignorant. So yeah, I don't really have close encounters with animals like that. Nor do I want to. I mean, guys, I'm not even a fan of the zoo. I'm not even a fan of the aquarium and petting stuff.
Because if you feed the animals, they come back to the same spot. They come back into the cities and stuff like that. So don't feed the animals because it can be dangerous for them and for you. Yeah. Now, my next don't for tourists is don't skip out on the gas stations and rest stops. Look, when you're coming to Canada, the country is huge. It's enormous. And when you're driving, you're going to be driving for hours, okay? And the thing is, you may drive for hours, but there's not stops every 40 or 50 kilometers, okay? So you really have to plan ahead. So if you see a rest stop coming up and you're at a half a tank, I would say go in and fill up. Because when you have these big distances, it can be that you start getting worried. Am I gonna have enough gas to get to the next one?
Yep.
So do pay attention for that. Because I know when we drove from PEI to Toronto, there's a lot, along the way, there's a few times I'm like, hey, I'm getting kind of worried, all right? So do fill up every chance you get.
Yeah, when we drove from North Jersey, Piscataway to Canada, I think we filled up about 3-4 times, and we was in an SUV gas guzzler, man.
And the thing is when you do fill up your gas tank, our next don't is don't forget to fill up your tummy at Tim Hortons. Look, Tim Hortons is like, they've got sandwiches like nicer than Subway, and they've got coffee like a Starbucks, and they've got donuts like Dunkin' Donuts, but way better donuts. Tim Hortons is a place you're going to go and eat and stop at the rest stops and gas stations around Canada. So don't skip out. Grab some Timbits, or I just like their normal donuts or a sandwich or something like that. So when you fill up that gas tank, fill up your tummy as well.
We got Dunkin' Donuts and Starbucks. I don't go to Starbucks. I go to Dunkin' Donuts occasionally, okay? get me some hash browns, maybe a chocolate donut or a glazed donut. I don't drink coffee, so I can't try Tim's coffee, but I will try the donuts. See what the donuts is hitting on. See if they tasted better than that Dunkin' Donuts over here. I'm tired of Dunkin' Donuts. I'm tired of Dunkin' Donuts. We got Krispy Kremes too. Y'all got Krispy Kremes out there in Canada? Oh my goodness. Don't get me started on a Krispy Kreme. Like, I could stack them things together. Just, oh my gosh.
And speaking of filling
try
up your
Tim.
tummy, my next don't for you when you come to Canada is don't eat from international chains, eat from Canadian chains and Canadian restaurants when you come up here, because they have their own versions of all this fun, fantastic fast food kind of stuff that's really good. So whether you're grabbing a burger at Harvey's, or you're heading to Tim Hortons, or you're going to Swiss Chalet, there's a lot of restaurants you can hit up when you're driving around and enjoy. And yes, you should go to local mom and pop places. I mean, the food here is fantastic. You have so much immigration and so much culture that came here. And when people brought their culture, they also brought their spices. So the food is fantastic all over the country. So don't hit the Starbucks, hit the Tim Hortons. Don't hit the McDonald's, hit the Harveys. These kind of things, because you'll really get to experience some of the really great food that's here. Grab a beaver tail, which is, you know, a fried dough with cinnamon sugar on it. It's so good. Or of course, you gotta have poutine, which is French fries with cheese curds and gravy on top. Oh my God, there's so many great little treats you can have, and you have those at the Canadian restaurants, not the international chains. Hit those Canadian chains. And what's crazy is the Canadian chains, I find to do a better job than a lot of their American counterparts back in the US. For example, A&W, I am not a fan of A&W, the restaurants in the US, but in Canada, man, I'll take my kids to them like that. They're good.
I've never had A&W. And as an American, I actually thought A&W was only in Canada. Maybe I'll come across the A&W at like a rest stop or something eventually. But I haven't came across the A&W yet. But yes, these fast food franchises tend to taste differently in different countries. Very true. The fast food here in America, there's good and bad days. You get your good and bad days, I'm not gonna lie. It depends on the cook. I don't want to rely on the cook, man. I don't want to have to, you know, hope that I showed up on a good day and we got the right cook today. No. I want to be able to just go there any time of the day, any day throughout the week, and enjoy my meal the same way as I did the day before, and the day before that, and the weeks before that, and the years before. I want it to taste the same, man. Why is it every time I go to, before, when I used to eat like Chick-fil-A and Wendy's and McDonald's, it just tastes different every time, and it's like, all right, we got a different cook again. And that's annoying. Very unsatisfying.
Good, they're nice, and they've got root beer. Another great thing that Canada and the US do together. We both love root beer. Always a nice thing. And so if you're going out to eat, you're going to have really nice service when you are here, and that kind of leads us into the next don't of coming to Canada, and that is don't forget to tip your waiter.
Oh, I thought he was going to say don't tip your waiter. See, it's different for every country, because when I visit the UK, you're not supposed to tip out there, man. You know me, with my American self, here you go, I'm willing to give tips. Out there, it's disrespectful. In Canada, make sure you tip. I'm talking to all my Americans. Don't be cheap, don't be stingy. You already spent all this money to come visit. Tip your waitresses and your waiters too as well. I'm happy that we are able to tip our waiters and waitresses, because things like that really bother me. I'm like, well, how are these people living? How much do they make hourly? You know, waitresses and waiters, they kind of depend on tips. You rely on tips. That's part of your salary. And these people work hard, man. It's an annoying job too. Going back and forth.
In Canada, you tip 15 to 20% to the wait staff. Like, not at a fast food place, but if you're at a sit-down restaurant where they bring you your food and drinks and stuff like that, 15 to 20% is standard, okay? Leading off of that is our next don't. Don't expect the price to be what you actually pay. Here in Canada, they have sales tax, and you'll see different versions of it. You'll see a GST and a PST here in Vancouver, or you'll see HST over in Ontario. So basically, GST, goods and services tax, PST, provincial sales tax, HST, harmonized sales tax. So you have sales tax that are added on to the price at the end. So if it's, you know, $10 for something, $10 for it, well, you're gonna pay, you know, $11.50, because that's 15% if you got.
Yup. Same thing over here in America. Man, you could pick up a chocolate bar for about $1.35. And we get up to that register, it's going to talk about $3. And that tax always gets you. Always gets you. Here you are thinking that you picking up an item that's $3. You get to the register, they talk about $4 something, close to $5. You like, whoa. Now imagine you trying to pay with cash only and you ain't even got that much cash on you now because you came here with one price in mind. Like, all right, I just got to get this one item. It should be about this much. And then that tax always gets you at the end. And then that's when you got to pull out that card. Yup. If you
got HST at 15%, okay? So just know, don't think that price is the last thing you're going to pay. So sales tax plus tipping. So prices, don't expect them to always be what you actually pay here in Canada. Now, another don't I have for you, and I've kind of mentioned this before, is don't skip out on the national parks and the provincial parks throughout Canada. I know it's a huge country, so you're going to be staying in a different region when you see stuff. And if you see there's a provincial park or a national park nearby, hop in the car and go visit it. Because the views and the hikes or the skiing, there's so many options out there for you to enjoy, snowshoeing and stuff like that. Whether you're going to Banff or you're going, Banff is great, okay? You're going out to PEI, because the nature here is really, for me, the nature of Canada is the real reason why you come here. I mean, don't get me wrong, Toronto is an awesome city to visit. But when you got a place like Vancouver, it's actually the nature you want to see, not the skyscrapers. And so get out and enjoy that, okay? So don't.
Now, do most tourists that visit Canada come to see the scenery, come to see these parks?
I don't think it's just a city tour, city visit of Toronto and Montreal when you're coming here to Canada. The nature is the true star of this country. My next don't for you is don't freak out about the prices. Now I know HGTV has taught us that Canada has insane prices. Yeah, that's only in real estate, okay? If you're looking at actual going out to eat and things like that in hotels, I find the prices here in Canada to be comparable to the US and Western Europe. So it's not an expensive vacation. It's not a cheap vacation. It's just an average vacation, okay? So don't freak out about the prices. I know HGTV makes it $1 million for a one-bedroom, 300 square foot place here in Vancouver. Well, yeah, probably. But for you as a tourist, no, okay? Prices, don't freak out about them, all right? And speaking of the money, don't throw away your coins. Look, in Canada, they actually have coins that are worth something. They have a $1 coin and a $2 coin, the loonie and the toonie. I'll let you guess which one's the 1 and the 2, all right? And those are actually worth something. Like, you can get stuff with that. So when you get all your change in your pocket before you leave, don't just throw it out. See what you have. I mean, today we paid for our breakfast in coins, okay? So you do have valuable coins, so don't just throw them away. But also, don't expect to see pennies. They don't have pennies here, so you can't really flip it in for good luck or flip it in to make a wish, so there is that. My next don't for you here in Canada is, which should be obvious everywhere in the world, but here especially, don't forget your manners. Look, you're going to hear sorry and a lot of apologies when you are here in Canada. And what you find is the longer you stay here, you start saying sorry, sorry, sorry a lot more. It's like, oops, I bumped into this inanimate object. I feel I must say sorry to it. You do have that kind of polite apology, sorry nature here. So don't worry if you become more apologetic while you are here, but don't forget your manners, because when people say sorry, tell them, hey, no worries, man, it's all good, no problem, all right? So you have that.
Yeah, most of these things are just common sense, common courtesy, what not to do in any country. Well, except for the tipping part, some countries don't accept tips. So scratch that, but Canada does.
Now my next don't for you, and it should be obvious by watching this video, is don't think that Canada is just ice and snow all year round. I'll be honest, we spent a summer traveling through Canada a few years ago with a family. It was fantastic. We were from Prince Edward Island and we were in Quebec City, and we were outside enjoying stuff, and it was warm, it was beautiful, it was sunny. You have this great weather here in the spring and the summer and the fall. You have good weather. Yeah, in the winter, no, it's cold and crappy. Actually, except for here in Vancouver, where it's just rainy, it doesn't actually snow very much here in Vancouver, huh? Shocking, I know. Yeah. But the thing is, don't think it's always ice and cold and stuff like that, all right? Know that, man, if you come here from May through September, you can have a great family vacation and enjoy yourself. I mean, we're here in May in Vancouver. I'm wearing shorts and a t-shirt and loving it. I mean, I'm actually getting sunburned, so I actually need to put a hat on. So just have a heads up for that one. Anyway, I hope this helps you know a few things you don't do as a tourist when you come here to Canada. It's a fantastic place. Whether you're coming here to Vancouver, hitting up Winnipeg, you're going to Toronto, PEI, Nova Nova Scotia. There's so many great things to see, from Niagara Falls to the national parks, the provincial parks. But for me, the people are what makes it so great. The people are so nice, so don't forget to meet the locals. Though it shouldn't be a problem because they'll come and chat you up, no problem whatsoever, about all kinds of great topics. Anyway, I hope you have a great time here in Canada. If you want to learn more, 5 things you'll love and hate about visiting Canada, 10 things that'll shock you about coming to Canada. Maybe you want to know a little bit about Vancouver before you come. Maybe 5 love and hates of Quebec City or Montreal or Toronto or PEI. We've got all kinds of videos about Canada. If you look on our Canada playlist on our YouTube channel, we really appreciate your likes, subscriptions, and if you click that subscribe button.
Oh man, I'm really looking forward to visiting some of these national parks and trying some of these foods. Visiting some of these beaches, man. Yes, visiting some of the beaches. I'm not a beach person, but when I tend to leave my country, I don't know, it's like everything just kind of changes about me, you know? I'm more open to do things. Now, of course, you guys will not have to worry about me visiting Canada and being ignorant or rude in any type of way. First of all, I don't even live in Canada, so to have the audacity to travel to another country to be disrespectful just blows my mind. Like, out of everywhere, you want to be disrespectful and cause issues in a country you weren't born in, a country you do not live in, a country you are not familiar with. Huh? Man, if anything, leave that in your country. You could do all them childish, foolish things in your country. But when it comes to Canada, oh no, they don't mess around. And I would hate to be rude to Canadians, man. You guys seem so nice and generous. When I travel the world and I visit these different countries, I have nothing but the most respect towards the foods, the culture, the people that live within the area, that live in the country. I have respect towards the language, the accent. You don't see me trying to talk like I'm from Mexico, talk like I'm from Canada, talk like I'm from UK. Come on, you don't see me trying to mimic the accent, so you guys don't be out there trying to mimic as well, because it's very rude and disrespectful. Imagine if foreigners or people from other countries like Canada came over to America, try to speak like us. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining me today to check out some of the things I should not be doing when visiting Canada. This was an amazing video, and I'm so thankful for all the recommendations. If you guys enjoyed this video just as much as myself, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and turn all post notifications on so you don't miss another one of these reaction videos. And please feel free to spam my comment section and use that suggestion link down below in my description if you would like to recommend some more of these phenomenal, intriguing videos for me, myself, to react to. And please feel free to share this video and this channel to your friends and family members, whoever you feel may be interested in joining us for these videos. Once again, I will catch you guys in the next reaction video. Stay safe.